right, good afternoon. It is Monday, January 26th, 3:35 p.m. The Budget and Finance Committee meeting is now called to order. First item we'll consider will be, I believe we have minutes from January 12th, 2026. If everyone's had an opportunity to review those, if someone has a motion.
I move for acceptance of the minutes from the meeting of January 12th, 2026.
Second.
All right, that motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. That motion passes. This time we'll have consideration of the consent agenda.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I would like to place the following items on consent. Item number 4 on page 1. Items 5 and 6 on page 2. Items 7, 8, and 9 on page 3. Items 10 and 11 on page 4. Item 12 on page 5. Item 14 on page 6. And then item 16 on page 7. And that's it.
Thank you. All right, if there are no alternate items to add to that, we'll consider the items Councilor Smitherman mentioned.
I move for the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, consent agenda passes. Our first item will be item 13.
Item 13, Rebuild Alabama Grant. A resolution authorizing and approving the mayor to apply, submit, and accept all grant funds for the FY26 Rebuild Alabama Grant provided by the Alabama Department of Transportation, which would be used to repave Lakeshore Parkway on West Oxmoor Road to Industrial Drive, Tom Martin Drive. The funding request is up to $350,000 with a $100,000 grant match requirement from the city. The funding source for the match is DOT058CP, submitted by Adrian Stitt, Department Grants, extension 2434. Recommended funding source DOT058CP.
Move the item.
Second.
The item is before us. Chief? Oh, okay.
Good afternoon to the
Mr.
committee.
Alexander?
Afternoon.
My name is Colin Alexander, and I serve as the program manager for the Birmingham Department of Transportation. And this is one of our regular grant application resolutions before you. Last year, we applied for this same grant for this same project, and we were not awarded, but we believe that it's still a competitive project, so we'd like to resubmit the same.
Any questions on this item?
I have a few questions. Thank you very much. Glad to see resubmission of this grant. Do you have any idea of, was it just the climate at that time or the number of grant proposals you think, or was there something specific to our application?
Don't know anything specifically, but I would guess it's a limited pot of money. It's a small program, and so I'd imagine there were just more need than there was available funds.
Okay. Well, this is in District 7, and I'm very excited to see this. I think this pathway, I don't know the last time it was paved. In my mind, I know it was paved during the Obama visit to Lawson State Community College, and there may have been some paving at that time. Do you know if that's the last time, or do you know the frequency?
That's as far as I know.
As far as you know, okay. This particular area does contain a lot of movement between Birmingham and Bessemer. There are a lot of warehouses and a lot of things that are going in there, large trucks. And maybe you don't have this answer, but just looking and wanting to, being excited about this coming, do you know if there's any provisions that VDOT may be able to make where we either limit or we look at the type of large trucks that are passing through there so we can maintain the Lakeshore, the Parkway?
We do pay attention to the types of vehicles and the traffic counts we're considering, like, for instance, how deep we need to mill and overlay. So those will be part of the considerations, assuming we're awarded.
Okay, thank you very much. Those are my questions.
All right, I'll ask too, just kind of got a thought as Madam President was speaking. How do we track like our historical roads that have been paved?
How do we track our roads that have been
Do
paved?
we have like a a running list of, when roads were paved? And how far back does that
I
go?
mean, we've been maintaining that since I've been in the department. Going further back, we just have to coordinate with other departments to make sure we can line up our records and see how far back. But for the last 5, 6 years, we have really solid data on that.
Yeah, that's just something to put a pin in. I think I was definitely interested because anytime, for whatever reason, 30 years is always what people, my road had been paved in 30 years. It's never 28, never 29, but just if we had some sort of actual roster log that we could look at to see. So let's put a pin in that. Were there any additional questions? All right, we'll go ahead and take the vote on that. All in favor? All right, that item passes.
Thank you.
We'll move to item 15.
Item 15, a SIPCO American for Life 2030, a product agreement with the American Cast Iron Pipe Company, under which a SIPCO will undertake a project known as American for Life 2030, involving a major expansion of its manufacturing facilities and corporate headquarters at an estimated capital investment of over $790 million. A SIPCO anticipates hiring 80 new full-time employees in connection with the project, and the city will agree to provide an incentive of $2,500 per each new full-time employee, not to exceed a total of $200,000. 2, a tax abatement agreement with a SIPCO under which the city will grant to a SIPCO an abatement of all construction-related transaction taxes associated with the project and an abatement of non-educational ad valorem taxes imposed by the state of Alabama and Jefferson County for a period of 10 years. Submitted by Arenio Johnson, Department Innovation and Economic Opportunity, extension 2799, recommended funding source, future occupational tax revenue, amount $2,500 per each new full-time employee, not to exceed a total of $200,000 plus abatements.
All right, that item is before you. Mr. Johnson?
Good afternoon, Irenio Johnson, I serve as Project Manager, Department of Innovation and Economic Opportunity. The item before you this afternoon is the City of Birmingham commitment to supporting the expansion of a SIPCO. They're going to make about an $800 million capital investment that will add about 80 net new jobs, high-paying jobs. That's why we're abating $2,500 per job. Those jobs will be in the average range of $115,000 per year with benefits. In addition to that, the City of Birmingham will be abating sales and use taxes on all construction materials through the construction of the project, as well as abating 10 years of property taxes on the new construction component of the facility. We want to add that SIPCO has been in business for over 120 years in the Birmingham community, have been a tremendous corporate partner to the community as well as to the City of Birmingham, and the city would like to see them continue to grow as well. This is why we are participating and supporting this. We have a representative here from SIPCO as well as the legal if there's any further questions, but this will be the biggest project that will be coming to Birmingham for the 2026 year, and we hope that you all support it.
Thank you, sir. Any questions?
Do you mind we hear from them?
Yes, absolutely. Would you mind inviting them up, Mr. Johnson, please?
I have here representing SIPCO, Mr. Murphy, and there's representative of the attorney is Mr. Kendo, will be representing them legally.
Good afternoon. It's good to see some familiar faces here, especially when it's cold. Like Arenio said, American Cast Iron Pipe Company has been in Birmingham since 1905. And since then, they've operated quietly in the background, supporting the community and investing in the community. And I think that's really important because this is exactly what this project is. It's investment not only in American, but it's in its employees and its product. Scott Murphy, who's the vice president and CFO, will kind of go into the specifics. But in terms of investing in the product, in sum, what American wants to do is change the way that it's making its core product, ductile iron pipe. For hundreds of years, They've been making ductile iron pipe with coal furnaces. They now want to switch to electric furnaces. And this is going to lead to over a 90% reduction in carbon emissions in the area. That's not only a good project, that's just good policy. And then from the employee side, they want to invest in an employee center that promotes, uplifts, and enhances the employee and employment experience at American. What's important to note is that American is not like traditional companies that you may see. It's actually owned by the employees. So everybody that goes to work every single day has an ownership stake in the company. This $800 million is being invested into the project. Again, it's not just for American's sake. This is something that is going to benefit American, that district, the city of Birmingham, Jefferson County, and the state. And so we appreciate the city of Birmingham's consideration for support of this project. So I'll introduce Scott Murphy, who's the CFO and Senior Vice President.
Hello, I'm Scott Murphy, CFO for American, and this project is really to help us to get the company ready for future generations. I mean, we're looking at introducing new technology and the type of jobs that we're talking about putting in place are the type of jobs that will be high-paying. Our founder, John Egan, he was all about a living wage. And so we have tried to sustain that mantra going forward and pay a living wage to our employees. So that's really the nature. We first off are working on the MELT project, which is going to put in 4 induction furnaces. The beauty of that, not only from the environmental side, but also from the sustainability side, we'll have 4 points of failure rather than 1. So that's huge for us. We're right now a little single-threaded with the one cupola that we've got. So that'll be really a big improvement for us in that respect. We also have the employee center that Denzel mentioned as well, which is a great, just I guess, work enhancing project as well. We've got 3 other projects that are behind that as well. We coat and line our pipe, and so we've got an old facility that needs to be revamped. So we're going to put in a new coating and lining facility, and then once we get all that done, we'll have new increased capacity. So we'll want to put in new casting machines to increase the ability to produce more pipe. And then lastly, an administrative building. So that's the scope of the project, almost $800 million. Over the next 5-6 years, we'll spend well over $1 billion in CapEx, not only on those projects, but just in maintenance CapEx and so forth. So quite a substantial investment in our company and in the community. And we appreciate your support.
All right, thank you, sir. You have any questions?
I have a few questions.
Go right ahead.
Thank you very much. Thanks so much for bringing this project and describing this project to us. As a workforce development aspect of this project, I'm excited to see the creation of 80 new jobs. When it was mentioned that the company has focused on livable wages for their staff, tell me a little bit about these 80 new jobs, sort of what might be the average salary and the average requirements for people that will be hired into those jobs.
Yeah, that's a good question. We anticipate a lot of highly skilled labor for that, and we have quite a training program that we're going to put in place. We also need craft positions to be able to service this new equipment that's very technologically advanced. Mm-hmm. So as you can imagine, the skill level is going to be the wages are going to be commensurate with the skill level.
And have you thought about, or as part of this process, would be creating any type of pipelines between the company and maybe our local colleges or our local junior colleges, just trying to see what some of the skills, would it be like a laborer skilled, or is it going to require IT, or just would it involve anything like that?
Yes, we currently have an apprenticeship program for our craft employees, and we are partnered with one of the technical colleges. I can't remember the name right offhand, but we are partnered with them in a program to help develop that talent.
Very good, okay. And just one other question. I know you said 5 to 6 years, and you've got 4 facets that you are, I guess, making the improvements and bringing on these new portions to the work that you do over there. What is the total project, or when will we begin to see this passes? Is it going out in phases, or is it a 5 to 6 years before the first employee is hired, or will they be phased in?
Well, that's a good question. We have the first project, the MELT project,
Okay.
is, it's going to take quite a while. We're actually having to put that project in place while we continue operations. So it'd be one thing if we were just building a new building and sticking this equipment in, but we're doing it while we're continuing to run the existing operations. So that means that it's going to extend, it'll take till 2030 before we're finished with that one. And that one is kind of, we are also running at the same time engineering to begin the process of building out the coating and lining facility. But the last phase of it was the adding of casting machine capacity. We can't do that until we finish the current MELT project and remove, the casting machines are actually going to go where the cupola is now. So we can't finish, get started with that project until we finish the MELT project and decommission the cupola.
Okay. I do know in years past, with work that I'd done before, your company was very involved in ensuring the health and wellness of your employees. I just want to applaud you all. I know I worked for a regional blood center, and they used to have a annual blood drive that you all
Yes.
encouraged your employees, and that company was very dependent on those blood drives. So I want to thank you. Just want to ask one final question, more about your community input. Can you give us some examples of how you're great partners with the neighborhoods and the families that work there?
Yes, we've got 3 neighborhoods where we have community gardens in place, and we actually provide vegetables for the neighbors in the neighborhoods. So that's one of several. We also have a community room that the neighbors are able to use for events that they hold. I know we're in some sort of a partnership with the library that's close by. I can't recall the name of the library, but there's a partnership with the library to, I think one of the events is that we fund a family day at the, with food and stuff like that. So there are a lot of things that we do. We've got a couple of employees who, that's their sole mission, is to be connected with our community, find out what their needs are, and help meet those needs. So,
Thank you very much. Those are my questions. Thanks.
Yeah, so I did get, it's kind of a unique thing, because I did get the opportunity recently to tour. I was with a group, and we actually toured the facility and saw the whole process. And so just the creation of ductile iron pipe is a very unique process, but they did kind of point out some of the need for this project, or some of the projects that y'all are undertaking. And was impressed with what y'all had planned for kind of that employee center. I thought that was a very unique approach that kind of signals that you value employees. But yeah, I don't know if y'all can make a video or something, but I think everybody should just, I grew up on job sites, construction job sites, so we put a lot of the pipe in the ground, but I'd never seen how it was actually made. And so it's actually like melted iron or whatever, and they cast it. So I thought that was interesting. So I like the structure of this, because it allows us to kind of support you as you actually execute the growth. All right. All right, we ready for the vote? All in favor? Aye. All right, the item passes. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We will jump over to item 17.
Item 17, Benovate Inc., DBA Neighborly Software. A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a vendor agreement between the City of Birmingham and Benovate Inc., DBA Neighborly Software for a term ending on June 30th, 2026, for the use of its core portal software currently used to ensure continued system access and support for grant application intakes, management, and reporting, including the city shall pay Benovate an amount not to exceed $30,000. Submitted by Randy Foy, Deputy Director, Department of Community Development, extension 3025, amount $30,000.
All right, that is before us. Ms. Foy?
Hi, so my name is Randy Foy, so as Deputy Director in Community Development, that's kind of loud, in Public Services and Grants. So this is our software that we have in place to take our grant applications for our HUD funds. Initially, it started out with our Emergency Rental Assistance Program. We put that in place for that program, and then we decided to adopt it for our grants program. So that's what this is.
Just one question. Is this an annual agreement or?
It is. So
Okay,
the agreement before this, it ended prematurely for the grants program, however, continued for our ERAP program. And so now we're reestablishing the agreement so they can kind of align with the same end dates.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I just have a question. So you've already using this particular
Yes.
platform. Will it require any additional training or staff to be able to use this component of it, or is this the same platform?
No, ma'am, it's the same thing. We actually reduced the amount of licensing beforehand. We kind of pretty much gave everybody in the office access to it, but when we realized that we didn't need that much, so the price has actually been reduced to utilize that for those who really need the software.
Okay, thank you. That's my only question. Thanks.
Yeah, I was about to ask, because like I said, so we're good there. We can go ahead and take the vote here. All in favor? All right, that item passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go to item 18.
Item 18, Brightly Software. A resolution authorizing and approving the mayor to execute and deliver an agreement between the City of Birmingham and Brightly Software, Inc., under which Brightly Software, Inc. will continue delivering software services that support the management and the maintenance work order system used, let me go back just a second, will continue delivering software services that support the management of the maintenance work order system used City's Department of Public Works to oversee operations, assets, and facilities for a term of 3 years. For and in consideration of the services provided by Brightly Software, Inc., the city agrees to pay an amount not to exceed $350,000 and $350,618.10. Submitted by Wayne Staton, Deputy Director, Department DPW, extension 1910, recommended funding source, IMS budget.
All right, the items before us, Mr. Director.
Good afternoon, councilors, council committee. My name is Josh Yates, City of Birmingham. I serve as the Director of Department of Public Works. Ms. Wayne Staton serves as our Deputy Director of Public Works for Facilities. This item for us is our internal software asset management system that we've recently put in place, went live in 2023. And we're using it for our facility services division. Again, it's internal services such as, plumbing, electrical, mechanical, HVAC at over 100 facilities across the city. We utilize the software primarily due to the efficiency and effectiveness it brings our department. We're able to record what material we have at what location. That way our technicians, when they're called, they know what they're going to be working on, what unit, what brand. We also look at life cycle analysis, and also helps us to prepare what we submit to Mayor's Office for the budget recommendations and all for repair versus replace and things of that nature. So we're happy to help if you have any questions or concerns here.
Any questions?
Just similar, is this an annual agreement or something we've used in the past? Okay.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
The answer that I was asking, was it an annual agreement?
Yes.
Since 23, okay.
Can you talk about what all are you tracking in this? Is this everything that falls under your umbrella, or are y'all tracking certain things?
It's everything under the facility services umbrella, so that would be internal work orders such as sinks overflowing, HVA system is down or heat is out, roof is leaking, things of that nature. Those are the things that we track. Ms. Staten, you can speak more to that if you.
Yeah, it's just generally, good afternoon. Wayne Staten, Deputy Director of Facility and Building Maintenance. It's just a general work order system where it tracks general maintenance, HVAC, electrical, and plumbing.
All right, thank you. You good?
Glad you asked that question, because I was gonna go into what it actually tracks, and I'd be glad to know that it's HVAC and those type things. So this is purely facilities. This has nothing to do, like when someone calls in something for Public Works and they have work they want in the field. This doesn't help with the triage of that at all. This is all facilities, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and have you used this software before, or you have? So there's no training involved, or people, you're just trying to get it back going again, or continue using it?
It's just a continuation of what we currently have. It's a renewal of the contract. So we spend a lot of time inputting data in, trying to get it in the system. Prior, it was Excel spreadsheets of information, and we put it into an actual asset management system now, and this is what we've been using for the past few years.
And I think you said something similar to maybe the question I'm about to ask. So you use that data, does it help you with planning for budgeting and reuse or the life cycle of a particular piece of equipment and things like that? Does that data help you with that? Or is it utilized for that?
Yes, ma'am, it helps us with preventive maintenance and all of those
Okay.
items you just named.
Okay, thank you. Those are my questions, thanks.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. I think we're ready for the vote. All in favor? Aye. All right, the ayes have it. That item passes. Let's see, does anyone have any unfinished business? All right, no new business, so we can move on to item 21.
I move for adjournment.
All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned.